42 years working for the same company. 42 years of waking up before sunrise, fighting through traffic, missing birthdays, skipping vacations, and doing everything I could to provide a better life for my family. Every sacrifice I made had one purpose. My son. His name is Ethan. When he was little, I promised myself that he would never struggle the way I did. I worked overtime to pay for his school. I sold my dream motorcycle to cover his college tuition. When he wanted to start a business after graduation, I emptied most of my retirement savings to help him. And honestly, I never regretted any of it. Because seeing him succeed felt like my own success. So when my retirement day finally arrived, I was excited. Not because I was leaving work, but because my family had planned a retirement party. At least, that's what I thought. For months my co-workers had been asking about it. Big celebration planned? Your son must be organizing something special. I would smile proudly. Yeah, Ethan is handling everything. The truth was, I was looking forward to that party more than retirement itself. I imagined my family together. Stories. Laughter. Maybe a few embarrassing speeches. A chance to celebrate a lifetime of hard work. But life had different plans. The morning of my retirement started perfectly. My co-workers surprised me with gifts. My boss gave a heartfelt speech. Several people cried. Even I struggled to hold back tears. When the ceremony ended, everyone wished me luck and asked for pictures. I left the office feeling grateful. 42 years. Finished. As I walked to my car, my phone rang. It was Ethan. I smiled immediately. Ethan. His voice sounded distracted. Hey Dad. You ready for tonight? There was a pause. A strange pause. Then he sighed. Actually, about tonight. Something felt wrong. What about it? Another silence. Then he said words I'll never forget. The party is cancelled. I froze. What? The retirement party. Cancelled. Yeah. I laughed nervously. Cancelled? Why? His answer hit harder than I expected. Because nobody really wants to attend a retirement party. I thought I had misheard him. What do you mean? Dad, no offense, but retirement parties are kind of boring. My heart sank. Ethan. I'm just being realistic. People have better things to do. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Your mother said everything was already arranged. Well, I cancelled it. You cancelled it? Yeah. Without telling me? His voice became impatient. Dad, you're retired now. So what? So, that's it. I stood beside my car speechless. Then came the sentence that shattered me. Nobody cares about old men retiring anymore. Silence. Complete silence. I couldn't even respond. After everything I'd done for him. After every sacrifice. After every dollar. After every sleepless night. This was how he saw me. An old man nobody cared about. Finally, I managed to whisper. I see. Then I hung up. I drove home in silence. The road felt longer than usual. For the first time in decades, I felt completely empty. When I arrived home, my wife Susan immediately knew something was wrong. What happened? I told her everything. Every word. She looked heartbroken. Ethan said that? I nodded. Neither of us spoke for several minutes. The house felt unusually quiet. That evening there was no celebration. No family gathering.
No speeches. No laughter.
Just me sitting on the porch staring into the darkness. Trying to understand where everything had gone wrong. Maybe retirement wasn't what I thought it would be. Maybe I was becoming invisible. Maybe my son was right. Around 9 p.m. my phone rang again. I almost ignored it. The number was unfamiliar. Finally I answered. Hello. A deep voice replied. Mr. Harrison? Yes. My name is Michael Reynolds. I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. I had no idea who he was. No. He hesitated, then said, I heard today was your retirement. I frowned. Who is this? I'm one of your son's largest clients. Now I was confused. Okay. There was another pause. Then Michael said something unexpected. I owe my entire career to you.
Iset opreiz.
What? Years earlier, before retirement, I had mentored several young professionals. Apparently, Michael had been one of them. He explained how I'd helped him during a difficult period in his career. How my advice had changed his life. Honestly, I barely remembered. To me it had been a small act of kindness. To him it was everything. Then he said, "When I heard your retirement party was cancelled, I couldn't believe it." My stomach tightened. How did you hear that? My business partner knows your son. I closed my eyes. Embarrassment flooded through me. But Michael continued. You deserve better. I didn't know what to say. Then he asked, "Can I stop by tomorrow morning?" I hesitated. Why? Because there are some things I want to discuss. The next morning, Michael arrived. He wasn't alone. Several former coworkers came too. And something incredible happened. Word had spread. More people started showing up. Neighbors. Old friends. Former employees. People I'd helped over the years. By noon, my backyard was full. Someone brought food. Someone else brought decorations. A local musician volunteered to play. Without planning it, I got the retirement party I never had. And it was beautiful. People shared stories I had completely forgotten. Stories about encouragement, mentorship, kindness, support. By the end of the afternoon, I was overwhelmed with emotion. For the first time since retiring, I felt valued, seen, appreciated. But while my unexpected celebration was happening, something else was happening across town. Something Ethan never saw coming. 3 days later he showed up at my house. His face looked pale, exhausted, stressed. The confidence he normally carried was gone. What happened? I asked. He sat down heavily. Then he said, I lost my biggest client. Immediately, I thought of Michael. What do you mean? He terminated our contract. That contract represented nearly 40% of Ethan's company's revenue. Losing it was devastating. What happened? Ethan rubbed his face. I don't know. But I knew. And a few moments later he admitted it. Michael had learned about the cancelled retirement party. Not just that. He learned how Ethan spoke to me. Word travels fast. Especially among people who value character. Michael never yelled. Never threatened. Never made a scene. He simply decided he no longer wanted to do business with someone who treated his father that way. That decision triggered a chain reaction. Other clients started asking questions. Some left too. Within weeks, Ethan's company was struggling. For the first time in his life, success wasn't guaranteed. For several minutes, neither of us spoke. Then he finally asked, Did you tell him? No. Are you sure? Yes. He looked down, ashamed. And honestly, that was the first moment I saw genuine regret. Not because he lost money, but because he finally understood the consequences of his actions. Weeks passed. His business continued shrinking. The pressure was enormous. One evening he returned to my house. This time carrying something. A photo album. He placed it on the table. Dad. I looked at him. His eyes were red. I found this while cleaning my office. Inside were old pictures. Pictures from my childhood. His childhood. Family vacations. School events. Graduations. Birthdays. Memories. As we turned the pages, he became emotional. Then he stopped at one photograph. It showed me standing beside him on his first day of college. I remembered that day. I was proud beyond words. He stared at the picture for a long time. Then finally spoke. You paid for everything. I said nothing. You sacrificed everything. Still I remained silent. Then tears filled his eyes. And I treated you like you didn't matter. The room became quiet. He looked away. Ashamed. Broken. For several moments, he couldn't continue speaking. Then he whispered,
I'm sorry.
Not the quick apology people give to end an argument. A real apology. The kind that comes from deep regret. The kind that hurts. I was arrogant. I was selfish. I thought success made me important. He wiped away tears. But all it did was make me blind. I looked at my son. The same boy I had carried on my shoulders. The same boy I taught to ride a bicycle. The same boy I spent my entire life supporting. And despite everything, I still loved him. Because that's what parents do. We hurt. We forgive. We hope. Eventually, I said, money comes and goes. He nodded. But character stays. Tears rolled down his face. I know. For the next year, Ethan changed. Not overnight. Real change never happens overnight. But slowly. Consistently. He started spending more time with family. Listening instead of talking. Helping instead of demanding. Learning humility. His company became smaller than before. But strangely, he became happier. And so did I. 1 year later, on the anniversary of my retirement, there was a knock on my door. When I opened it, I couldn't believe what I saw. Cars lined the street. Tables filled the yard. Friends. Family. Neighbors. Former co-workers. Everyone was there. At the center stood Ethan. Smiling nervously. What's all this? He laughed. A retirement party. I smiled. A little late, isn't it? He shook his head. No. Then he handed me a microphone. And in front of everyone, he said something I'll remember forever. When my father retired, I thought success was measured by money. He looked around the crowd. I was wrong. Then he pointed toward the people gathered. Success is measured by lives touched. Tears filled my eyes. He continued. My father spent 42 years building more than a career. He built relationships. He built trust. He built people. The crowd applauded. And for the first time in a long time, I felt complete. Not because of revenge. Not because his client left. Not because karma struck. But because my son finally understood something priceless. Respect. The thing money can never buy. And as I looked around at everyone gathered there, I realized something important.